Welcome to A VGM Sidequest. I'm your host, The Messenger.
And I'm your co-host, Carly.
The track that we're playing in today's show, or this month's show, is City Trial from the game Kirby Air Ride, and that was composed by Jun Ishikawa. So I finally got around to starting a Patreon. So I have this
Reputation?
a reputation of being the patron saint of all VGM podcasting. And do you want to know why I have that?
Patreon?
No, it's Patreon.
I know, but you're a Patreon on Patreon.
No, it's a patron. We're off to a real smooth start here, folks. Well, they call me that because I throw a bunch of money at these VGM podcasters, and they are like, "You're so generous." So we're just going to call you this. And after years of doing that and having my own show, I just decided, hey, we're going to launch a Patreon. And if you're wondering, yes, we are recording this the day of launching the Patreon. And I've already had a few people already pledged to the show, including one of them for a shout out. So we're actually going to give that to them at the end of the episode, if you don't mind.
Okay.
So thank you.
We are really thankful for everyone who does.
I highly appreciate it. And yeah, it's a lot of good stuff. And I'm pretty excited to be doing this show. I don't know about you.
I'm excited too.
On a VGM side quest, it's just going to be a very chill show, and we're just going to talk about either video game music or video games in general.
It'll be something different every time, just whatever we want it to be.
And I think that once we have more patrons, I mean, heck, we could even do this for the next shows. I mean, we already have a few people.
We can take questions, or
we could do what Ed does on the VG Embassy with his patron show and submit a question to all the patrons, and then they will have like some kind of response, and he reads them on the air. I mean, we could do stuff like either way.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys have questions for us, we'll definitely answer them. Or if there's a specific topic that you want us to discuss, we could definitely do that too. I think today on the show, we're just going to talk about just VGM that we've been listening to lately, or games that we've been playing or maybe interested in playing. Pretty much what I want to know, Carly, from you is what's on your mind regarding the topic of video gaming?
Like, what have I been playing recently, or
just whatever?
I mean, I guess my go-to games are Spyro and Minecraft. You see me play those a lot. And
what have you been doing on Minecraft?
I've been building like a small city, kind of. I built a big house with a pool, and I built a game store. I'm building a candy shop. I built a restaurant. I like to play on creative. I mean, I have played on survival, and it's not bad. I like it, but I like the openness and the unlimited supplies that you get with creative mode. I'm into art, so I kind of use Minecraft like an art medium. You're kind of sculpting in a way, I guess.
Maybe I should take some screenshots of your creations and stuff, because you could do that on the Xbox.
Oh, that's right.
And like I could share them with the Discord for A VGM Journey. See some of the stuff that you've been creating. I mean, I've been on again, off again, watching her do all this.
Well, you actually built a few small projects in my world.
I don't know if I would call them projects. I mean, it would just be like, I just make like just this little square, and I'm like, yeah, that's a house. But you were working on these like elaborate buildings and stuff, but yeah, I mean, I've been on again, off again, watching you build this. I know that you sometimes play with your friend.
Oh yeah, we kind of built that pool together because we made a mosaic on the bottom of the pool, and she did a sun and I did a moon, and we built a water slide and a fountain and a waterfall and all this different stuff, and like a picnic area by it. She lives out of state, so it's been like a good bonding thing for us, long distance.
You know, it had me thinking that with the COVID-19 pandemic that's been going on, I'm sure that's been a lot of people's experience with gaming is it's not just with like friends that they have out of state and all that. I mean, it's even just people here in town where, you know, you couldn't really go hang out with your friends and go to like bars or
Right.
sporting events and stuff. So I'm sure that a lot of people were playing online with their buddies.
A lot of people were playing Animal Crossing together when it came out.
I mean, I kind of dabbled into New Horizon a little bit.
Actually, I think you and I did play together.
Yeah, we did actually. I think just very briefly,
Yeah.
I got kind of burned out on it. As I was like, I was playing it every day for the first month that it came out.
I did play it at the beginning too. I haven't played it in a while, but maybe I'd like to get back into it.
You did play a whole bunch of New Leaf, the 3DS one, like
Yeah,
out.
I did. I maxed out my house and I have a lot of money saved up in it. I spent a lot of time playing that one. It was really
What is how? I guess how would you compare New Horizon to New Leaf?
I guess New Horizon, it kind of adds extra steps to some things, but it didn't add as much to the town or to your house as I thought it would. It just lengthened the game by having to do extra things to customize.
Well, I know that the crafting system was kind of like the big thing in it, and I think on one hand, it kind of gives you like a lot more control with how you want to form your island. So I know you could like you
You can
could
add and take away land.
yeah, but I think on the other hand though, like I kind of didn't like that system because you had to do a lot of grinding for materials
Right.
and stuff. And like you could be working at a complete halt because oh, you didn't have enough of
This material or that material.
yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I don't like.
Sometimes there's a little bit of technical hiccups and stuff, but it actually wasn't too bad this time. I'm thinking I'm actually gonna kind of keep a lot of that actually. So I mean, I thought you were kind of talking pretty well there. So VGM, that's kind of a big thing for you as well. I guess I'm really curious about this, and I'm sure that some other people are as well. But where did the passion for it start?
That's kind of a hard question because it probably had two different starts. Like when I was younger and like first beginning to game, like I really did enjoy the music in the first Spyro game, and I would like get the songs from the game stuck in my head and go around the house like humming it, and I just those songs stuck with me. And then later I discovered, like when I started getting into YouTube, I started discovering music from games I hadn't played, like completely new stuff to me. And I would listen to covers or a cappella versions of VGM or just different arrangements of it, and then I would listen to the actual tracks from different games that I hadn't played or some games that I had played, and I would just like be reminded of the games that I did play when I was younger. And then later you started introducing me to a lot of new music too.
I mean, a lot of the same stuff happened with me as well because I would be playing my favorite games and stuff, and I would find the music to be really catchy, and some of it would get stuck in my head and stuff. And YouTube was a big factor in discovering new stuff, and it was also like a pretty easy way to listen to songs because a lot of people they would just upload their rips of game music on YouTube, and that's just how I was listening to a lot of stuff for a while. I mean, I still listen to a lot of stuff on YouTube now.
I kind of forgot to mention, like, another thing that maybe influenced my love of VGM is getting, like, physical soundtracks of games. Like, when I got the Mario Galaxy soundtrack on CD, I would listen to that a lot. And the 25th anniversary Zelda soundtrack that came with Skyward Sword, I would listen to that CD all the time too.
I was never really big into getting the physical soundtracks and stuff just because I think without like going online and stuff, like just trying to find them in stores and stuff seemed a little tough for me. So I think just getting a lot of stuff digitally was easier and way more appealing to me. Not, but I will say though, like, I think getting the physical stuff is still pretty cool though. And like just having it, I think is really cool. So, I mean, a couple Christmases ago, you got me that Afterburner CD, and
Yeah.
I played it in my car like a handful of times.
I think we listened to it together a handful of times.
Oh yeah. My taste and interest in VGM really grew in the last 10 years with the mainly with the podcasting community and just discovering new stuff through these podcasts. And so I think that the big goal for these VGM podcasters at the end of the day is that they want to share stuff that they really enjoy with other people. And that was my big goal with A VGM Journey. So, I mean, there was a lot of stuff where, you know, I kind of just discovered by accident and I really enjoyed, and I don't really hear it on other people's shows and stuff. And I was like, you know, I want to get this stuff out there. And I do that, and, you know, people really enjoy it. So I always get excited. Like, I like hearing the classic stuff, like Mega Man or Sonic, Zelda, and all that, but I think the stuff that is always like super exciting is just the new stuff that you either didn't think to look, or it's something you just never heard of, and they share this track and you listen to it and you just have like a good experience with it. You find the song catchy, or it moves you in a certain way, and you just think to yourself, I'm really glad that I've heard that, you know, on this show, because if I, you know, didn't hear it on the show, then I would have never I would possibly never discover this track that I would love so much.
Right.
I think we're going to take a little musical break, and I'm going to play something from Puznik. This is Music 1, and it was composed by Tim Fallon. Hey, welcome back. That was Music 1 from the game Puznik, and that was composed by Tim Fallon. God damn it. I wasn't ready for that. Anyway, I want to ask you this question, since, you know, we were talking about like how you got into VGM and stuff, and you kind of briefly went into it a little bit when you were saying that you really liked Spyro.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask you, I'm like, what were some of the first games that you played?
Well, a lot of them were PlayStation games. So the first three Spyros, and I was a sucker for licensed games. I played that Toy Story 2 for the PlayStation. There was a Rugrats game called Totally Angelica, which you played a song on your show.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
Yeah. And then later I got a PlayStation and I liked Super Monkey Ball.
Wait. You had these PlayStation games and then you got a PlayStation?
I meant I meant to say PlayStation 2.
Damn, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I had a PlayStation that I finally or no. Never mind.
You seem like that kid brother that we would just hand the unplugged controller to, and you're like, okay, yeah, you're playing along with us.
Yeah,
and then you're like, yeah, I'm having fun.
You're the ghosts in Pac-Man.
Go get them. Oh, man. So, what you were trying to tell me was you were playing these games, and then you got the PlayStation 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Carly's looking over at my shelf right now.
I'm looking at my PlayStation collection, and I probably should mention that I used to really like the Wheel of Fortune game, and Alex and I actually play it a lot, and...
Yeah, the stupid PlayStation 1 version of Wheel of Fortune is one of our, like, go-to multiplayer games. Because...
we keep coming back to it.
Well, we just keep coming back to it because, I mean, Wheel of Fortune's a pretty casual game, and...
It's got the FMVs.
Yeah, it's got the really cool FMVs with,
Vanna.
Yeah, Vanna White, and,
Well, it also has these little videos about the prizes you can win.
Yeah, the really cool 1997 fucking... Oops. I think I'm gonna allow the swearing.
Yeah, why the fuck not?
Yeah, they're like, it's pretty cool, I think. There's a certain charm to these, like, early 3D video games. And that Toy Story 2 game that you were talking about is pretty good. So I used to have the Nintendo 64 version of it, and it was pretty good.
Well, didn't you start replaying it on the PlayStation?
Yeah, I actually dabbled in your PlayStation copy of that a little bit, and I thought that was pretty fun. I, like, 100%ed the first level, and that was it.
Yeah.
I already know what you're gonna say, but what is a game that you like to go back to and 100%?
Spyro. It's so satisfying because I just know it. I know this game. I know where everything is, and I love the music. It's just fun. Like, I feel relaxed when I'm playing it. I know what I'm doing, and I try to do it faster and, like, I guess, speed running kind of, but not on any world records standards, but just to myself.
I was gonna say, like, I know you know the game pretty well, but I know you don't try to, like, rush through it.
Right, I still somewhat take my time to enjoy it.
But yeah, especially the first game, I've watched you play that, like, over and over again.
You probably get tired of it.
Well, I'm going to throw you under the bus for this, but you do this thing on the Spyro Reignited trilogy where you use, like, multiple save files, and you're like... Okay, well, I'm going to play through Spyro 1, and I'm going to get, like, halfway through the game. Then I'm going to just jump over to Spyro You're the Dragon.
Well...
I'm going to get, like, 25% in. Okay, I'm going to start... And then I'm going to start a new save file, and I'm going to start Spyro 1 all over again. Go through, like, most of the game. And then I'm just like, nah.
Oh, I like having the clean slate. It's like, I don't know, it's like when you restart, there's like this mess of gems, and I'm cleaning it. It's satisfying.
I guess my thing is, like, I get going back to a game and replaying it, even, like, starting from the beginning again and have that fresh start. I get that, but I just find it odd that you have like multiple save files and you like delete
Well,
you delete the first one. 'Cause I'm pretty sure you've done that too, where you would like have these save files and then you like go delete the first one because you wanted to have like another like restart on it.
well, I think I just deleted whatever one I had the least amount of progress because I always keep the ones that I 100% because then if I want to go to a random level I like, I can still just easily navigate there.
I mean, I always keep the first save file on any game, no matter what. That's just the unwritten holy rule of save files, is that the save file number one is the most completed and serious save file that you have on a game.
Right. That's the one I don't touch. It's 2 and 3. I go back, I restart, or I keep going.
I mean, I've restarted games as well, but I just don't do this thing of like I'll get like halfway through the game and then I'm like, I'm just gonna restart again. I don't know. I try to go like all the way through again.
Well, I like to replay certain levels, and when it comes to Spyro 3, I can't remember if I actually have 100%ed it. I've gotten pretty close, but to me that's the hardest one. Like there's certain things that I get frustrated with, so for that one, I can't actually make it as far as the other ones.
I will say though, like Spyro is one of those games that I didn't play them back in the day. And I mean, I've never played the PlayStation originals. So my only experience with Spyro is through the Reignited trilogy.
You could. We have them.
I know we could. I've just never done it. I haven't even really thought about doing it either. I did 100% the first game though on the Reignited trilogy, and I started Spyro 2. I'm gonna get back to it eventually, but I think other than that, like I can't really think of any games that like you have introduced to me.
Does that Wheel of Fortune game count?
I'm gonna say no. 'Cause, I mean, I know how Wheel of Fortune works and all that. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, and I'm looking at my shelf of GameCube games, and I'm looking at Super Monkey Ball, and that was one.
Oh yeah.
That was another one.
Cause I had Super Monkey Ball Deluxe for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, and that had content from the first two Monkey Balls on that, because Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2, they were GameCube exclusives, I believe. And then when they decided to bring them to PlayStation 2 and Xbox, they were like, yeah, we're just going to combine like content from the two games and have them on PS2 and Xbox, which I mean, that's not bad. I mean, if I was a PS2 or Xbox owner and I went over to a buddy's house and we played a bunch of Monkey Ball 1 and 2 and was like, man, I really wish I had that stuff on PS2 and Xbox. It's probably really good that they had it like just all on one game. So you don't have to go get like
Yeah.
Monkey Ball 1 and 2. You just get
That is
Deluxe.
convenient. But yeah, we played the mini games together, and then you tried a few of the main story levels.
Yeah, the main levels, I think it's fine. It's not. I think Monkey Ball in general is okay. I just have way more fun with the mini games.
I'm the opposite way.
Monkey Target's pretty fun, and that's like the most popular mini game for Monkey Ball is Monkey Target.
Yeah, I hear people talk about that one a lot.
Well, it's just kind of cool because it's like a combination of skill and luck on that, and like it's just pretty simple to get into, I think. And I want to say Monkey Target on Monkey Ball 2 has a really good song. See, I don't remember if it was the first game or the second game that I really like the Monkey Target music for. I want to say Monkey Ball 2. I don't know. I played it on the show before. I would have to look into my notes.
I think that is 2.
That's what I was thinking. So what have you been playing lately?
I've been playing Minecraft, but I've also been... Oh, I probably should mention, I really like rhythm games in general, and I've been playing a little bit of Guitar Hero. I always come back to those. Guitar Hero and Rock Band, specifically the Beatles Rock Band. What else have I... Oh, I did... This isn't something I usually play. It's just something I have, and I popped in for, I guess, nostalgic purposes. It's Shrek Treasure Hunt for the PlayStation.
Oh, yeah. I didn't watch you play this, but...
It's kind of bad, but it's fun, at least.
I looked at the game case, and I just read, like, all the stuff in the back, and I'm like...
I guess the premise is that Shrek's trying to make a picnic for Fiona, and you have to collect all the stuff.
All the stuff?
Well, there's cheese, there's... I think one of the items is a fish bone.
That's fantastic. That's what I really want, is a fucking fish bone.
Well, and then I'm trying to think of what the other items are. Some of them aren't food, but you basically just go around, collect. It's like a collect-a-thon, but every time you collect all of a certain item, you unlock a mini game. Like, there's a fishing mini game, and... Oh, there's actually a little FMV at the end of each mini game when you win or lose, and it has Shrek blowing up snakes like a balloon like he does in the first movie, and then he'll like tie them in a knot to say win or lose.
Oh, I was about to ask, like, was it just straight up that clip from the movie, or was it actually like made for the game?
No,
but you kind of answered my question there.
It was made for the game.
Does he talk?
No, he's silent.
Oh, so there was no way that there was Mike Myers
No.
or Mike Myers impersonations or anything?
No,
Did you know that first movie like turned 20 this week?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I believe it was
But that makes sense.
Yeah, May 17th, I believe, was the date that it came out in
Wow.
2001.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Shrek is almost old enough to drink, at least here in the U.S. I mean, a lot of other countries, they're pretty relaxed on the drinking laws. You could be like 18 years old, you go
In Canada?
to the bar, get yourself some beers. So, is that everything that you've been playing lately?
I did play a little bit of that Chibi Robo game that I got with the Amiibo.
Oh, you're
What
talking about the 3DS one.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fun.
Well, that's great. I heard a lot of people don't like that game, so you might be in the minority.
Oh, I'm in the minority for a lot of opinions of things. I gravitate towards, I don't know, cheesy things or
You want to know what I've been playing lately?
what? Wait, no, I know what you've been playing. You've been playing Yakuza
Well, specifically,
like a dragon.
yeah, Yakuza Like a Dragon. I've been really enjoying that. So I've been playing all the Yakuza games back to back, and
I've actually really been enjoying it too because I'm not playing it, but I'm watching it like it's a show.
when I was playing through Yakuza 0, you said you said this to me like when I was like starting the game pretty much. So I'm like sitting through like cutscene after cutscene and you're like this is the closest thing that I'll ever have to watching anime with you.
I did say that.
I think it's like some part where like I think Kiryu and Nishikiyama are like having like an argument and
Yeah.
stuff.
If you would just give it a chance, it has a lot of anime has like the same sense of humor, the same wackiness, but also the same like serious drama and fighting.
So I just want to throw it out there for those of you that do not know. I'm not really a fan of anime or anime-like things. So I mean, I don't really want to call myself a hater of it. I just generally
hater.
I'm not a hater.
I'm just kidding.
I just generally don't care for it. So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna sit there and like try to get into, I don't know, Naruto or whatever that.
Well, I don't even watch Naruto. You just have to watch the right ones.
Well, I think my problem with it now is like I can't really get into like any like the big mainstream ones because there's like 600 episodes of it and stuff, and I'm like I'm not gonna want to sit
We
through
got
it.
time. I got time.
Well, I gotta pick and choose what I do with my time, and I really don't want to do that.
That's fine.
So, I never really cared for anime, and the Yakuza games, like the main stories are like always pretty serious, but they're like the gameplay and like a lot of the side quest stuff is
Or
over.
silly.
Oh, it's really silly and over the top.
Just the way I like it.
So you just get into these situations where it's just so odd, like the people that you deal with.
Like when Kiryu is a mascot. What for? Is it for oranges?
No,
Oh,
no.
it's for
Oh,
ramen.
no, you were talking about
Oni Ricci or
you were
something.
talking about Yakuza 6 where he's a mascot. I think it was just for the town. It was just the town
Oh,
mascot,
with a face.
like really excited and all that stuff, and he's just like at first he's like pretty awkward about it because he's just like, man, I just feel so dumb doing this. I honestly thought you were gonna talk about the one on I want to say it was Zero where this kid like buys a Dragon Quest like game and then somebody steals it from him and like you go after the thief and the thief gets it stolen by somebody else and this cycle goes on like
And then it turns out that his dad was behind it.
yeah, the kid's dad like stole it from this other guy who stole it from this guy who stole it from this other.
But he was trying to give
But
it
he
to the kid.
But he stole it with the purpose of giving it
He
to
didn't
the
have
kid.
enough money or something.
Right. And it just all kind of comes in full circle and it's ridiculous and it's a lot of fun too. But I'm getting slightly off topic though because I want to talk about Yakuza Like a Dragon where the gameplay is much different than the other Yakuza games
It's an RPG.
because it's an RPG and you play as a different protagonist as well, which
Ichiban.
yeah, you usually play as Kazuma Kiryu in the Yakuza games, but in Like a Dragon, you play as Ichiban Kasuga, or is it Kazuga? Yeah, it's Kazuga. Sorry. Yeah, I've been having a blast. I kind of looked at the playtime that I have for it, and I already have like 20 hours into it. I'm like,
Wow.
I feel like I'm
That's almost a whole day.
barely scratching the surface of the story. So I'm on like chapter 7. And I did like a couple side quests for it. And I'm going to like go back and do them. So, I mean, it's an RPG and I'm not surprised that I've already put time into it like I have. And also knowing, so, I mean, if I was to take a guess, it's probably going to wind up turning into like a 50-hour thing.
Probably.
I really and truly believe that.
Based on the game so far.
Yeah.
Anything else that you've been playing recently?
I've been dabbling in a couple different Game Boy games. So I've been kind of on again, off again playing Wario Land 3 for the Game Boy Color. So I've never played it before, and I've been having a pretty good time with it. You weren't really watching me play that. You would just kind of like overhear like the sound effects and the music.
Oh, I like the music.
Yeah, the music's pretty catchy, I think. It's odd. It's odd sounding music, but it's catchy. I think I'm gonna end the show with a song from that. So I know there's that one that like we keep thinking of.
The one that we were both humming yesterday.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the track on the top of my head. I think I will put the name of it in post when I get the song and also the composer information. So I think this is gonna be a good spot to end the show. So I think once again, I want to say thank you to everyone that is already pledged, or I don't know how you would say it. They're a patron of the show,
Yeah.
and
Thank you.
we want to give a special Patreon shout out to Game That Tune. It was just their Patreon account for the show. They're on the shout out tier, so I'm gonna give a big warm shout out to John, Johnny, David, and Jesse, the host of Game That Tune.
John Harrington.
Oh, he's gonna be so mad.
At what?
You making fun of him.
It's your boy, John Harrington. I'm not making fun of him. That's just my impression of him.
Yeah.
I admire their show. I admire their work. It's not making fun of.
Oh, I do too. They're good guys. And everybody else.
I mean, they were my number one listen to on Spotify.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, you were number 2.
Well, I am the messenger.
I'm Carly. I don't have a catchy, cool nickname yet.
Maybe you will someday. But
Maybe I can be the receiver.
the receiver, no.
Well, you're the messenger.
Yeah, but the receiver, I'm not a big fan of that. That sounds like that's, a bit TMI kind of stuff. I think that should stay between you and I. So, we're going to play things out with one more track. That's going to be the Wario Land 3 song that we talked about, sort of. I think it's called the Vast Greenlands or
That sounds familiar.
something like that. I'll find the actual name of the song and the composer, but it's pretty catchy. So, we'll see you guys next month.
Bye-bye.
Hey guys, it's the messenger. Just throwing a little update and to clarify that the name of the Wario Land 3 track is called The Vast Plain, the day version, and that was composed by Koze Ishikawa.